My question number 2 to you is actually on question number 4 on the ballot. So next Tuesday, a week from today, I'm going to go vote yes on question number 4, because I think that people in this state who work full-time, particularly if they are working moms, shouldn't have to choose between losing a job, potentially, because they have to stay home with a sick child or because they're sick themselves. Why are you voting no, Charlie, and what do you say to people who really, I think, deserve that opportunity, that benefit?
The question 4 on the ballot is probably the most comprehensive and most restrictive earned sick time question in the country. There are only 2 states in the United States that have earned sick time currently in place. One is Connecticut, the other is California. I support earned sick time, and I would like to see Massachusetts, and I made a proposal on this that was modeled on the Connecticut plan. I would like to see Massachusetts move forward with that plan, and as governor, I would pursue it. But I worry a lot about the unintended consequences of pursuing a particular plan, to use your language, that's a one-size-fits-all, that will risk and jeopardize some of the existing relationships, especially that many small businesses have put in place to support their employees. Many of them use a variety of flex time models, earned time, personal time, sick time, to deal with this issue, and it works in many cases pretty well. I would like to see Massachusetts become the 3rd state in the country to have an earned sick time plan, but I think we should build it off some of the plans that have already been put in place.
Well, but Charlie, your plan would still leave over 1 million people without that benefit. It isn't one size fits all, and I do believe that this
The
is...
Massachusetts question 4 most absolutely is a
there
one-size-fits-all.
are businesses under a certain size that are exempt from it. But
11.
Yeah, but it's not one size fits all.
And they're not really exempt either.
But
they
so
still
Charlie,
have to keep the data and pay attention to it and calculate it. They just don't have to pay.
And this is my question. Why wouldn't you vote for it and tell people that you support that? And then when you are governor, if you are governor, change it the way you say you need to change it.
Because I would rather work to put one in place that I believe will be more effective at dealing with the issue for small businesses and the people who work for those small businesses.
Well, I think
there are plenty of examples. In fact, history is riddled with them, of people pursuing initiatives that are significantly different than anything else anybody else has ever done, and not appreciating or understanding what the unintended consequences of those will be.
So maybe like reforming health care and challenging the Defense of Marriage Act? I mean, Massachusetts has been a leader in enlarging people's rights that makes sense. And so I just think this is a big difference between you, between Charlie Baker and me, in terms of where we start. I'm going to stand up for people who are working hard, who need that. He's going to wait and see, well, maybe we'll do this down the road. So I think it's a difference.
I certainly support it, and I believe in it, but I do worry about...
But not for everybody.
I do worry about Massachusetts being significantly outside the bound of what any other state has done and not appreciating what the consequences
Well, I just say we do that in many areas, including reforming health care and challenging the Defense of Marriage Act, because it's the right thing to do, and other states follow our lead in that.
So let's talk